Welcome to today's explainer on T. Harv Eker's Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. We're going to explore a seriously fascinating concept today. The idea that a lack of money isn't actually a financial problem at all. No, it's actually a psychological symptom. So if you've ever felt completely stuck financially, well, this explainer is going to radically shift how you see your own mind and honestly, how you interact with the world around you.
Okay, here's a quick look at our roadmap. We'll start with the invisible money blueprint and how your mind got programmed before jumping right into Eker's actionable wealth files. We'll cover taking control, taking action, shifting perspectives, and finally, becoming an excellent receiver. Let's just dive right in.
Starting off with Section 1, the invisible money blueprint.
So to really grasp this, we've got to anchor a core idea first. Your external results, your wealth, your health, your career, they are literally just the visible tip of a massive psychological iceberg. It's kind of like the difference between your tools and your toolbox. On one hand, you have the tools. That's your outer knowledge, your business skills, your college degrees. But on the other hand, you have the toolbox, and that is your inner mind, your fundamental way of thinking. Eker figured out that combining this inner battle of the mind with outer knowledge is really the only true way to achieve lasting success. Think about it. You can have the absolute best tools in the world, but if your toolbox is broken, your efforts just aren't going to yield the results you want.
And this crucial point is summed up perfectly by Eker. A lack of money is never a problem. A lack of money is a symptom of what is going on in our mind. To explain this, he actually shares a pretty great personal anecdote in the book. Back when he was a student, he suffered from severe, recurring back pain. He'd go get physical therapy, feel better for a little bit, but the pain always came rushing back. It only vanished permanently once he changed his underlying habits. Literally how he sat, how he slept, how he handled stress. Because treating mere symptoms never solves the root issue. And the exact same logic applies to wealth. If someone is short on money and you just hand them cash, well, sooner or later they're going to be broke again, right? Because that root mental habit hasn't changed at all.
Moving on to Section 2, how your mind got programmed. If our inner world truly dictates our outer world, we absolutely have to look at what Eker calls the process of manifestation. It's basically a highly logical chain reaction. Step 1, your thoughts give you feelings. Step 2, those feelings form your behavior. And Step 3, your behavior gives you your results. It shows exactly how our deeply ingrained thoughts ultimately produce our physical, everyday financial reality. It's simple, really. Change the thoughts at the root, and you inevitably change the results at the end.
But that begs the question, where do those root thoughts actually come from in the first place? Eker argues that, as helpless little kids, our financial blueprint was conditioned into us through three main methods. First is verbal programming. This is what you heard growing up. Phrases like, money doesn't grow on trees, or rich people are greedy. Second is modeling. This is what you physically saw your parents do with money. Did money cause joy and ease in your house, or did it spark intense arguments? And third, specific incidents. These are highly emotional experiences you personally had around wealth. We basically soak all this up like sponges, often saddling ourselves with these negative subconscious beliefs that literally fight against our conscious desire to be successful.
All right, Part 3, Wealth Files, taking control. Now that we know exactly how we got programmed, how do we fix it? Well, we do it by using what Eker calls wealth files to consciously overwrite all that faulty programming. He uses these binary extremes, which makes the contrast incredibly stark. A wealth mindset takes absolute 100% responsibility, declaring, I create my life. They are the active boss of their existence. But a poor mindset, it operates on the belief that life makes me. They play the victim, they blame the economy, they blame their circumstances, and they constantly complain. Actually, Eker's pretty blunt here. He says, when you complain, you basically become a living crap magnet. You have to consciously choose to be the creator of your financial success, not just a passive victim of your situation.
I want you to ask yourself honestly right now, are you playing the money game to win, or are you simply playing not to lose? I mean, is your true goal to achieve immense success and abundance, or are you just trying to find enough security to keep the lights on and pay the bills? Eker points out a harsh truth. If your primary purpose is just to pay the bills, that is exactly the amount of money you will manifest. Nothing more. Truly rich people are committed to being rich. They don't just kind of want it when it's comfortable.
Which brings us to Section 4, Wealth Files, taking action.
So this internal accountability we just talked about fundamentally changes how we engage with the business world. The crucial difference here is where you direct your focus. People who achieve wealth expect to succeed. They focus purely on opportunities and results. They look at a daunting, crazy situation and think, I'll make it work. On the flip side, people with a poor mindset focus entirely on obstacles. They totally paralyze themselves by overanalyzing the risks, just constantly asking themselves, what if it doesn't work?
And this leads right into one of Eker's most powerful rules,
Action always beats inaction. You simply cannot sit around waiting for perfect preparation. It's a trap. Aker advises us to enter what he calls the corridor of opportunity immediately. For example, if you want to learn the hotel business, go get a job inside a hotel. You can only learn how a business truly works from the inside rather than waiting on the outside, planning endlessly in fear. Take action, get in the corridor, and figure out the course corrections along the way.
Next up, Section 5, Wealth Files, Shifting Perspectives.
Now, this requires a massive mindset shift in how we view other people. Aker argues a very simple, very profound rule. If you view the success of others with jealousy, envy, or resentment, you can never, ever attain what they have. Why? Because you're subconsciously teaching your own brain that having wealth makes someone a bad person. Instead, if you want what they have, you absolutely must learn to bless, appreciate, and actively admire those who have already achieved it.
Furthermore, this perspective shift also applies to how you see your own value. Do you proudly promote yourself, or do you kind of shrink away from it? Aker argues that if you truly believe in your own value, if you believe your product or service actually, genuinely helps people, it is your absolute moral duty to passionately promote yourself. I mean, the biggest value in the world is utterly useless if it's kept a secret, right? You have to get over that fear of rejection and enthusiastically sell your value to the market.
And finally, Section 6, Becoming an Excellent Receiver.
This brings us right to the climax of Aker's philosophy, and it targets our deepest feelings of self-worth. Aker generalizes that the #1 reason people fail to reach their full financial potential is a deep-seated feeling of unworthiness. It makes them incredibly poor receivers. They might be amazing at giving, they might work ridiculously hard and create massive value, but when it actually comes time to receive the financial rewards, they subconsciously block it, all because they secretly don't feel they deserve it.
To break this habit of constantly deflecting wealth, Aker shares a wonderfully funny anecdote from his own life. Back when he was completely broke, he saw a single penny on the ground. Now, instead of letting his pride ignore such a lowly, worthless coin, he enthusiastically picked it up, kissed it, and declared out loud to anyone listening, "Now I am rich. I am a money magnet." He consciously chose to become an excellent receiver of abundance in that moment, no matter how small it started. He had to physically train his mind to welcome wealth.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want you to take a moment to truly reflect on your own subconscious conditioning. If the universe handed you incredible wealth today, like right now, is your mental blueprint actually open to receive it? Really ask yourself if you're truly ready to let go of your old programming, stop playing the victim, and enthusiastically accept the success you say you want. Remember, the toolbox is yours to reorganize. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the mind. Keep learning, keep growing, and I'll catch you next time.